They decided to either go big or go home, so we got no little nuggets. We got the real sandwiches today. So thank you, Mickey. We'll get you up here in a minute. So I'm back. Week in Hilton Head with the fam on vacay. Good trip, very good trip. Good to be back. When I'm on vacation, I'm always kind of watching, gives me an opportunity to see what attracts me as far as just people and service. So why would I go there again? Why would I buy their product? Why would I not go there again? No different than what we do. I don't think we realize that all the time, but a lot of our success in this business is people that like us, like our energy, we make them feel better. We're way ahead of the game. And at that point, yes, we do have to know a lot of stuff and give world-class service, but those things are big. So interesting. This was actually on the way home. Got up early last Saturday, going through McDonald's drive-through.
Finer dining.
Maybe, and I think we have a wide range of experience going through drive-thrus, right? Huge range, right? Probably the places we go probably depend. So this is actually at McDonald's, and it was maybe the best thing of my whole vacation was ordering my McDonald's at this McDonald's. So the only way I can describe it is this guy was the same sort of attitude and sound of, it was amazing. Like, I said, well, I'll have a large coffee black. And he went, large coffee black? That's an amazing order. I couldn't wait to see this guy. I mean, he was just loving it. That's the best choice I've ever seen. I mean, it was just unbelievable. So I like that a lot. Actually, this morning, I was at a meeting with a guy that has worked for Coca-Cola for 40 years in service. So he runs accounts, the major accounts that we eat at. So it was interesting. We were talking about just the major food chains. And I think all of us would agree. Probably on vacation. Where's your top? You're on the road with your family. What's your top place you want to stop?
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. Okay, I think all of us, 90%, would say that, right? Why is that? Why? This is an important thing to your business.
Very clean, great service.
The service is impeccable, right?
Consistent.
Always clean.
Improving.
Right? They're improving all the time, right? Right?
They're upbeat and happy and welcoming and
They're concerned.
If you can picture what you like about Chick-fil-A and you were that in your business, your business is going to go up huge.
that was
Okay? Okay? I mean, on top, I think the first reason we go is I think they have the best food. Okay? That helps them a lot. All right? But after that, it's for the experience. And we were just talking about the difference of experience, which I like Zaxby's too. But there is a massive difference in service. Okay, the quality of people, how fast they get people through the line. I mean, like at Chick-fil-A, that is what they're trying to do, is get you through the line. I've even had places where the Chick-fil-A line is so busy through the drive-thru, there's 5 or 6 guys out there taking your ride. That's just, and what do you think when you hear that? I mean, what do you think? What do you think when you see that?
They're always thinking about the customer.
Okay, but what do you think? What's your reaction to it?
it's also right.
I appreciate it.
Right, you appreciate it. It's impressive, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly what we're trying to do in your business. Are people saying that when they get off the phone with you, when they get out of your car? Are they thinking, wow, that was impressive? Same thing, exact same thing. So, pretty cool stuff. I think I will. It's 3-hour drive back to McDonald's. I might just go this Saturday. Just to get it. Doesn't matter. All right.
Just to make the
As long as he's working. As long as he's working.
Yeah, I got to make sure he's working. All right, so let's go top producers for May. So, year to date. So we report 2 ways. We report year to date top producers. We report the month only. So we just finished May, big month. Actually, June is going to be even bigger. A lot of numbers being put up. So number one teams, this is 2 and 2 only. RJ and Jim McCarty 1, Tara and Gary Gaines 2, Claudia Basato and Daniel Polito 3, Kathy and Tom Florence 4, Kathy and Bill Haas 5.
Great.
Congratulations. Groups, 3 or more licensed agents working together. Soon to have her baby, Becky Wynn Evans Group, number 1. Ming Joe, number 2. Providence Group 3. Alexander Group 4. Joanne Bolt Group 5. Congratulations. Top commercial agents. Number 1, Scott Moore Chower. Number 2, Joe Cannon. 3, Steve Fader. 4, J.M. Scott. 5, Joe Forness. Congratulations. Top producers. These are individuals. We'll go 1 through 15. Number 1 last year. Number 1 already again this year. Dan Bangs 1. Cynthia Pierce 2. Mike Culver 3. No regular people on our top. Hey. Number 4, Nicole Ambrose. 5, Rob Carino. 6, Denise McInady. 7, Wade Morris. Hey, look at this. 8, Paige Pace. Way to go, Paige. Also about to have twins. 9, Charlotte Harvey. 10, Toshma Graves. 11, George Jackson. Look at Franny. 12, Fran Morton. 13, Amisha Mason. 14, Joe Bombara. And 15, Mia Hanna. Congratulations. That's fantastic. All right, let's, Stacy, why don't we go early today? Why don't we talk a little upcoming classes here?
Oh boy.
We got something right after this, don't we?
Yes, we do. We have the Chad Meister, Chad Himes teaching, earn a listing a week. He was very intentional about naming it earn, so it's not like it's just going to come your way. You have to take some actions. And everybody knows he's a very dynamic teacher. On Thursday, Scott Hardy's going to be here to talk about purchasing a customized domain for your place or website, if you want to. It's optional. I have one if it can set you apart. On Monday, as sort of part of our Ignite, our friends from Certainty Home Loans will teach Mortgage 101 following the Win the Buyer class. And then next Tuesday after sales meeting, the Lynn and Renee team will be back and teaching Contracts 102, which is exhibits and amendments. So and Amisha.
Is that next Tuesday? Is that for CE credit?
No, because it's really only about an hour and a half
Okay.
class.
Oh, I just.
So, right, none of these specific are for CE credit. So I sent a text to everybody about the upcoming classes for the week, and I'll start doing that every Friday. So hopefully that's helpful.
There we go. Don't want to miss Chad. We've made a investment and commitment. We're having Chad every month of the year, right?
Yes, sir.
Who's been to Chad this year? Good?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. Let me go into the nearby dressing room. I thought I might need an upgrade in my outfit. Now that I see some people out there. Whoa, goodness, hang on.
Tag still.
Still got the tag. You're right.
Pretty nice.
There we go. Now I'm in the game. Me and you. Okay. Now we're ready. Okay, so let's you got it in front of you. US Open. We're a day late, you gotta do this fast. So a lot of you like this contest. We are giving, how much are we giving away?
Big bucks.
Say on there 150, 150?
Yep.
Fresh.
Yes.
150.
So, all you got to do, the directions are easy. There's no cost to enter. Circle one name in every one of those 9 groups. The top score, the best 5 of your scores of the 9 are your totals. All right, listen up. Okay, either hand those in to me at the end of the meeting or email me these. We're giving you this also. So, what is this Sunday?
Father's Day.
Okay, Father's Day is a great touch. I'm guessing most fathers don't get a touch. Okay, I mean, I don't think anyone in the world outside of their family sends them anything, right? So this is a layup. Again, just like Mother's Day, just like the holidays, I would send out a text either Saturday or Sunday, their first name, your message as a father, your full name, probably Keller Williams on there. Doesn't have to be either way, your full name or with Keller Williams, either way you want to do it. I bet you get 80, what do you think, Kevin? 70% response, 60%?
Yeah.
Yep. How many are you going to send out?
Probably 250.
250. Yep. It's a great way to touch your database, stay top of mind in a relationship. You talked last week, repeat again. So you're doing Father's Day pop buys?
I am. In fact, I'm going to start today. I've got Brewster's card tied up to an ice cream scoop that says, "Get the scoop on real estate from Kevin."
Wow, like it.
Good touch.
Okay, so if you're not going to drop by and do pop buys, this can be a great touch. Just get rid of my name or make this yours. Do it with your database. You've done it, right? A lot of people love this.
Will you email it because it's easier to cheat from you?
Yeah. I'll send you this, but just get rid of any connection with us and make it you. Send it to your database. You're giving a cash award. Realize that the U.S. Open, which is our country's golf championship, ends on Sunday, on Father's Day. So a lot of fathers will be watching this. They'll appreciate the action from you. So do that. We'll send that out a little bit later this afternoon.
Who came up with the spelling for these names? Jimmy Rock.
Okay, close enough. What do you refer to?
I'm going to start with Snedeker.
Okay, well, he changed his name this morning. I think you know who they are.
I don't think Ooshausen spelled it.
I think you know who they are. Okay. If it bothers you, just don't pick them, okay? Maybe you don't like their spelling. Okay, so we got a great breakfast this morning. Mickey, so glad you're back. Why don't you come up and talk to us for a minute? These guys are guys you need to know. When they were with Skyline, they were my go-to people in a lot of areas, especially bugs and termite letters.
Good morning, everybody.
Good
I
morning.
hope you enjoyed the breakfast. My name is Mickey Spillane, and this is Jason Smith. So the old company that I was with is pretty much gone. So just forget about it. Now it's about Singo. So Singo is a pretty good-sized company that is all over Georgia. The Atlanta market is about 2 years old. So we're here to grow it, obviously. I think you're going to be really impressed with some of the things that Jason's going to say to you as he's describing what Singo is. Yes, we do termite letters, but we're really focused on creating Singo accounts with homeowners. We've created a system called the Home Buyer's Journey, and it starts with our home inspection company that Jason's going to tell you about as well. And we walk them all the way through the home inspection as they close, and then we catch up with them right after closing and begin their services. So it's a really interesting group, and they're very, very culture-based. I really enjoy working there, and I'm going to be over the Atlanta market moving forward, working alongside Jason as we business develop. So right now we're focused on the Rawls Group. So just so you know, that's where we are building our prime relationships right this moment. A lot of you know me, but this is a new era, and this is a different company, and it's about different things. So pay attention to what Jason has to say. You may hear a great offer in there for real estate agents only. And I'll be here the whole meeting, and if you have any questions afterwards, then I'll be happy to answer them for you. And then if you have any questions for Jason after he gets done, please feel free to ask him.
And I might not look like I'm officially with Singo because I did get dressed up today to join the contest. And usually it's a polo shirt with a logo, but I did step it up a little bit today. And as Mickey mentioned, our mission is to protect homeowners from harm and hassle. And so as part of that, we just had a merger with Cornerstone and Building Knowledge home inspection companies. But what you guys know us as is Singo, and so that's what I'm going to talk about, the pest control company. And if you're anything like most realtors that I speak to, you probably think most pest control companies are the same. And frankly, you don't give a damn how we kill bugs as long as it doesn't interfere with your closing. But I'm here to tell you there's a different way to think about pest control company. One that can be an asset instead of a commodity. One that can help you gain credibility with your clients for a long time to come. My purpose here today is twofold. First, take you through the Singo experience through the eyes of your client. And two, invite you to have a conversation of why referring Singo as your only choice can become a profit center for you. Let's say a customer calls you.
I'm glad you're doing that, but do all that in a minute and 30 seconds.
Okay, I got it.
There we go.
Customer calls you with a problem. The problem is a rat. So they call Singo. We have one plan that covers every single pest, from ants to elephants. Anything that gets in your house is covered by our Singo plan. Next, we show our commitment to customer service. We do all this with one person. It's completely unreasonable to expect your clients to make appointments with a mosquito guy, a termite guy, a sales guy, a bug guy. So we do it all with one person, not multiple appointments. Best part, it's all for one price. So all inclusive, all those services are for one price. I know it could be hard to believe. I know it sounds improbable, if not impossible. So I'll put my money where my mouth is. We love to show realtors the Singo experience. So if any of you are interested, we would waive our install fee and get you started with no sales visit, get you scheduled for a service visit, and just get you started on our Singo plan, which is $59 a month. So to close, just want to say in today's ultra competitive marketplace, you need every advantage you can get. And so at Singo, we know that, and we partner with you to perform unbelievable service experience, kind of like the McDonald's drive-through. So when you use Singo, your customers will experience that same kind of service. And if you guys want to use it for your own home, you can experience it yourself. So you can always reach out to me or Mickey, and we're hired some great guys in this Atlanta market, and we were founded in 1974, still family-owned company, so we're really excited to work with you guys.
Great, thank you.
Thanks, man. Glad you're in the contest, too. All right. Do you need to go early?
Yeah.
You have an important closing at
I
11.
have a VIP closing.
There we go. Come on.
Aren't they all VIP?
Wow.
Well, it's Arden, so.
Oh, Renee might have won.
So I gotta go.
All right. Renee's in the contest.
Hey
Hey,
everyone, I'm Renee Dillon with Organic PC. One of the owners manage our Ashford Dunwoody office. So wanted to tell you really quick about two main changes, I think, to the GAR forms that they did, the new ones that they put out June 1st. One is a change to paragraph 14 in the VA exhibit. They took out the part where it says that buyer can't pay for certain items and seller needs to pay for it, and they just cleaned it up to say buyer's not allowed to pay for certain fees on a VA loan. Seller needs to contact the lender to find out what those fees are. Also states that the seller is required to pay for a termite letter, notwithstanding any other closing costs. So a little bit of a change, mostly a change in wording to kind of clarify what's always been the case, which is seller pays for a termite letter on a VA. It's always required on a VA loan. And that the seller has to pay for certain fees on a VA loan. So you gotta call the lender on that.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
So let's say you have a VA loan and it's understood the seller has to pay for the termite letter, but the inspector goes out, finds termites. Is the seller responsible to pay for the bond in order to issue a letter, or is that negotiable?
I mean, seller's gonna basically have to provide a clear termite letter. So
Whatever it takes.
if they find termites, they're more than likely gonna have to pay.
So the seller can't come back and say, well, you pay for the bond, and then I will pay to have the letter issued.
It's a good question, but I think the thing is seller has to provide a clear termite letter, so it is their responsibility to do whatever it takes to get that clear termite. I mean, you could maybe, I don't know, do you want to jump in on that?
We'll get clarification, but I think that's right too.
Yeah, I will clarify
It
that.
wouldn't make sense any other way.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll double check, but I think seller has to pay for
But I
it to get
have a
it clear.
situation like that right now, so I was just curious.
Okay. Check with Lynn and see what she thinks on it.
Okay.
The other change is they changed the form where the closing attorney is holding the earnest money, and for whatever reason, they put in that the buyer has to wire or ACH the earnest money to the attorney. There's attorneys on the forms committee. I don't know why they put that in there. Our escrow account does not accept ACHs. It never accepts ACHs. Bank of America likes to tell your buyers to ACH their money instead of wiring it. I don't know why they put it in this form. Most of the attorneys in town, their escrow accounts don't accept ACHs. So if you get into a situation where the buyer is sending their earnest money, make sure that they are wiring it and doing a wire and not an ACH to the attorney's office.
Isn't that a new box where the seller, the buyer's checking on purchase and sale contract? On like page 6.
They changed something. It was really minor. It's not page 6. What is it?
Yeah, no, it's, all of a sudden I'm reading, I happen to notice it. It says that it limits us to $100
Yeah.
in wire fraud problems or something.
For y'all, it limits you?
I can't exactly, but it has listing, the buyers and the sellers,
Limits the
blank.
brokers.
Limits the brokers
Yeah.
to a very small amount for wire fraud. So then my question to Lynn was, if it's an offer on our listing,
Yeah.
and you don't want to really sign that purchase and sale because you're countering, you know, she says by signing the counter, you're basically accepting that.
Right.
But anyway, yes, they slipped it in there on June the 1st.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't.
Get on that.
They make some ridiculous changes sometimes.
They changed a lot of forms.
They made a lot of minor changes to a lot of forms. Those were the ones I talked about were the two biggest ones. That one,
It's big, but it's little. I mean, like, it protects.
I mean, it's meant to protect the brokerages, because I know in some states they've been sued over the wire fraud because it came from, you know, an agent's fake email. I mean, check it. It's not a bad thing. It's limiting liability for the brokerage. So
We can get clarification.
Yeah.
yeah. All right. Any other questions?
Go have a good closing.
What?
Go have a good closing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, Renee. So important point we rarely even talk about is termite letters. It's real strange. I've been in business 30 years. I've told you that a million times. That was a part of closing. For a long time, you had to have a clear termite letter to close. Same thing with the survey. Now both are not even, very strange to me. I mean, if I was lending money, I'd sure want that stuff clear, but how do y'all address that? I mean, do you require, are you very strong with your buyer that you need to get a survey? Are you very strong with your buyer or in your contract that we want a clear termite letter or we want a termite bond?
I think if I had concerns, I definitely would add it back in.
Well, I mean, just start. You got to the house, obviously you had crawled in the crawl space. You're putting in an offer. How many of you just write standard, like we want a treatment bond or a damage and repair bond? How many people do that?
Just a disclosure.
You can't do that
Disclosure,
anymore.
you'd probably get some information.
Well, I know that, but let's just say you're the only offer. Would you put that in there?
Usually I wait till after due diligence and hit them then.
If you want one. How many put it in as just a standard part of their, okay. And if they counter that, if they get rid of it, it's not the end of the world, but then what do we do at that point with our buyer? What's our next?
Termite inspection.
Right.
We'll be on the hook.
So
With the inspection.
Advise them how important it is.
Termite inspection is super important.
Correct. And do you trust your inspector to actually be able to say yes or no to that, or do you try to at the same time get Mickey out there and his crew to give you the gig, the analysis?
No, I trust the paperwork, they send a report.
You try to get them out at the same time? Okay. And I guess the first thing we do is we ask if they actually have a bond, right? Obviously, if they do, we're looking pretty good, right?
Confirm they do. Just because they say they have it doesn't mean they do.
Oh, that's exactly right. So can you send it over? Can you give us the company? Yeah. I think hopefully you're getting that no matter what anyone says, you're never going to 100% believe that. We need, every day I tell you, people come in and say, he told me that, you're already right. Okay, but important points. I mean, major termite damage can be disastrous. a messed up survey can be even worse. You got to have your people have a survey. I mean, I understand there's rare cases, new home subdivision, they bought it last year. They're straight 75 by 200 lots. They're all, okay, I understand that. But there's a lot of things that surveys can show that is going to protect you and your client, that you don't come back 2 days later after closing and they're cutting their grass and the neighbor says that's not your grass. You know, it looks like it's their grass, but it's not, right? That's a big problem. Yes?
One thing on the termite letter is to always ask if the inspector who's doing the inspection is paid on commission or not. None of our guys are paid on commission, they're just straight hourly, so sometimes you want to make sure they have the right objectives in mind.
Good point. Very good point. All right, so let's talk database a little bit. It's still quite astounding to me how few of you take this as serious as you should. So how many of you, there's no judgment here, how many of you have a database? Okay, okay. How many of you actually have a plan to work that database on a monthly basis? Okay, so that's what I thought. Why do we have a database? Why? I mean, this is at the core of Keller Williams. We believe in lead generation database management. Why is that? Why it? I've been in the business 30 years. I've been with the company 20. I know it's true. Why is it? Why does this company push database? Why? There's a core reason. Yes.
For me, it's where I derive my income.
True. Well, that's the biggest core reason.
If you call them, then they send you business.
That's correct. Well, what? Yes.
You're always touching the client.
And that's true. And why is that important? Exactly. It's that simple. A lot of people mistake this. They don't touch their database because they view their image of touching is I'm bothering. You need to change that. We're not bothering. We're actually helping. We're providing great information. We're providing great service. But the truth is, in your database, what percent is going to have a real estate need this year? 7-10% maybe? Okay, so why are we touching all these people? We want to stay top of mind when they have that need, or more important, the more top of mind we are. Yes, so when someone at their office comes in, they're buying a house, they readily go, you really need to call Virginia, okay? That's the real key here. On top of we're continuing to show our value and our service in doing this. That's why we touch a database. And there's multiple ways we can touch. We can call, we can text, we can email, we can social network, we can mail, which I would say probably don't do it. It's ineffective and inexpensive. We can call, okay? But what I'm hoping is that you realize that you can get to, how many touches this company advocate a month? 30, they're going 33 to 36, okay? And how many of those probably are email? For most people. For RJ, how many? 1 a month, 1 to 2 a month, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if that is all automated, if you have a database, and if you have the ability that your whole database, there's a little tab that says GG's database, and I punch that, it goes to every person. For 20 minutes of work for free, I can touch my entire database. Even if I never, I'm not saying this, but even if I never, for some reason, call, text, social network, I'm still in front of them. And this is important to have this, because right now is a real time for that. How many of you are just flat out of control right now? Okay, there's a few of you, okay? I mean, this is the month. You could have 8 closings. Nicole had eight closings this month, right? So you have 8 closings, and on top of that, you're taking 5 listings. You have 10 buyers. You don't have a lot of time to touch. But if this is set up, or just take this US Open thing, put your name on it, hey, doing a contest goes to everybody for 20 minutes of work. You've stayed in front of everyone. You see the power of that? Do you? Yeah. Okay.
When is Edge changing?
When is E-Edge changing? I don't know. Do you know more?
No.
I don't know. We'll know more probably in August. So, you've seen me draw this many times. So this is your database. Let's just say you have 500 people in here, okay? And we're trying to add to this daily, not daily, monthly, okay? Because the company has proven that out of every 12 people in your Met database properly touched with quality touches, you get 2 chances a year, okay? I've seen that be true. If you get that and believe that, let's just make this 480, easy number. 480 divided by 12 is 40 times 2, 80 chances a year. That's a large business, right? This is a career worth having and a business worth owning, okay? But it doesn't take too much to go, what happens if this was 960, okay? Doubles your business, right? So how do we do that? How do we do that in bite-sized plan? How do we do it?
Have a monthly goal.
Okay, and I agree. So some people are going to try to do that 1 year. Not impossible. I don't think you're doing it the right way. I think you can go get cards and people that if you called them up and said, hey, this is Brad, they go, I have no clue who you are. I think the key is that all these people know who I am, right? And we have a relationship. So I think a great goal a month is adding 8 people, 8 real people that if you ran into them next month would say, hello, Stacy, hello, Bill. Okay, if we did that for a year and never missed this number, we're always talking to people, always meeting people, that's 96 a year. So roughly in 4 years, we've doubled this. You can do it in a shorter time if you want. You're just going to have to have a bigger goal and be accountable to it, right? But that's simply the way the game works. It's that simple. But once they're in there, adding 480 to 960 is no more work to you. It's the same button touching double the people, right? And in this room, there are people that are more top of mind with a much greater number of people than other people. And they have a much greater chance of doing business tomorrow, right? It's just a number game. So, what's the number? To make $1 million, what does the book say? How many people? How many people in your database? $1 million database. You make a gross $1 million in the business. You've said it before. What is it?
19.
Yeah, it's 19 something. 1912, I believe. Okay? Real people. Right? I hear people all the time that go, oh, I'm purging my database. I don't even know who these people are. Well, that's not. Right? These are people that really you know each other. Okay? And let's go through this real quick. So is your database equal? No?
No.
You're right. So, what's the most valuable people in it? Who are your A's?
People that refer
Past
more than
clients.
Okay. And I think almost, yeah. So let's go 150. Okay? I'd say you have 480 or 960. There's a 150 that's your most important. Okay? These are the people that are most likely to do business with you, past clients, or people that you just think are the most likely to do business with you. Okay? And I think this is the most important part of your database. Okay? If it was me selling, I would every quarter talk to these people on the phone, and I would attempt to have a breakfast, lunch, coffee, dinner, after dinner drink with these people. These are my top people, plain and simple. Okay? Gene Rivers, who most of you have heard, $5 million team in Tallahassee, him and his wife have been doing it forever. They have 7,000 people in their database, okay? But they have a top 150 all the time. They have a meeting at the end of every month and they determine who's out and who's in, okay? And they say that 70% of their business, they have 7,000 people. 70% comes from those 150, okay? So, I'm in contact with these people. I'm calling them. I'm trying to set up meetings. There is a special group out of that 150 that I would say is 10 to 25 people. Very special people. These are your most special people. I called them bird dogs when I sold. So what does a bird dog do?
Points.
Points to that person needs to buy a house. That person needs to sell a house. Okay? So these are people that everywhere they go on the planet, they like me so much. They go to church, they go to the Braves game, they go on vacation, they run into someone with real estate needs, they make a big plea, a passionate plea. You got to use Brad Feynman. He's fantastic. Okay? So I get a call from the person these people talked to and said, hey, Bob, hey, Brad, this is Bob. Bill said you're great, need to buy a house. No competition. Okay? So if we can end up with 10 to 25 bird dogs that are giving us 2 to 10 deals a year, no competition, just call up, I get a call, and they say they want to buy or sell, that's a massive career, isn't it? That's all you'll ever need. Okay? These people, I'm going to go overboard with these people. I'm probably going to take all of those people to a Falcon game, Braves game, state dinner, right? These are important people. They're giving me 2 to 10 deals a year free. Okay?
And Brad, for newer agents, how long in your business before you get to that point?
When you get 10 to 25? I think that's a wide variable.
But it's probably not your first year.
Probably not. It could be, I have seen new people that are so connected in their previous life that even though they're new in real estate, these people regard them as a real talent. It's not impossible. But these are close, not necessarily friend relationships. They can be friend relationships, but they're strong, just relationships, connection,
advocates,
business, they're advocates. They like you. They like what you do. They like being around you. You've advised them well. And probably the fastest way this gets bigger is that you've advised people well in the past. Could be in any form. Okay? Okay, and who are these people?
Ones we need to work on.
Well, these are people in your database and they know you, right? And you know them. So am I going to meet with them every quarter? I probably don't have time to. Okay? So what's the best way I can contact all these people, 150 to 960? Email, text, right? Right. So I'm staying in front of them. These are not past clients. These are people, I can't say they'll do business with me, but we have a relationship. Okay? And who's all these people out here? That's the rest, that's the unmets, the rest of the world, right?
Unmets.
Right. So the game we're always playing is this, right? We go to a function, we're trying to move someone from the unmet into here. And we're trying to move these people into here, and we're trying to move these people into here. But realize this is the real key right here. You got to have a plan for them. And I think the real key, because I see it now, I see people, how many people, this is the chart of your business this year. Right? A lot of us. We got time, it's January, don't have many clients. Slow, right? We lead gen, oh, I got buyers, I got sellers, I got sellers. Whoop! Now I got a bunch of them under contract. Everything stops lead gen. Close them all, I'm back to here, right? Okay, now I got time, I have no one on my plate. No, I start lead genning, right? If we can put in this piece of email touches or text mass touches, where even when I get busy up to here, I got 8 things under contract, 10 listings, and 8 buyers, I can get it out. I am staying top of mind. Make sense?
A lot of sense, yeah.
Okay. Let's get Starkey up here real quick, and then we're going to have... Oh, Starkey. I had to do it. Certainty Home Loans.
It's like, I know it's hard for you to read that.
I've been 2 months. I actually have a certainty.
Hey guys, Matt Lip with Certainty Home Loans. I did want to piggyback off of what Renee said. As far as the VA exhibit, I have actually had a few VA buyers that have submitted offers, and the listing agent calls me freaking out that their seller is freaking out that they're going to have to pay for all these fees. If you read those listed fees, they are all fluff fees. We don't charge them. I mean, if you read them, they're like for telephone conference calls, and they're just BS. So to put them at rest, I basically put together our fee sheet, sent it to them, and said, look, we're not charging you or the buyer any of these things, and that kind of gave them a nice warm fuzzy. But just from glancing at it, I can understand why it might give a listing agent or a seller some pause. So just keep an eye on that. Sharp dress, a lot of sharp dress people here.
Yeah, we're about to do that in a minute.
Sharp dress people here. Well, we'd like to talk about sharp dressed homes.
Good segue. That's the contest next week.
Sharp dress. So just a reminder, guys, that we do have a lot of renovation programs. So if your home isn't exactly your listing or isn't exactly sharp dressed, keep in mind we do have a great renovation loan program. We do classes on that about once a month, I think. The best one is obviously for cosmetics only. You can do 15% of the purchase price for cosmetics only. There's no hit on interest rate and no extra fees. So it's great for redoing a kitchen, redoing a bathroom, paint, carpet, hardwood, stuff like that. Get that home sharp dressed. Last things, we do have Mortgage 101 here next Monday from 1:15 to 2:30. Would love to see any newer agents or agents that just need a refresher course. Obviously things change in our business quite frequently. Lastly, mark your calendars. Next Thursday, we're doing a joint happy hour with Gannett at Chewy's.
Oh, good.
That way. I think it's from 4:30 to 6 or 6:30, so hope to have everybody out there for a little happy hour meet and greet.
Good.
That's all I got.
Very good.
Thanks, guys. Have a good week.
Okay, so we're not doing this sharp dress man contest by accident, okay? I really believe this. So here's an example. I've always wanted to do this. Maybe I will do it at some point. I'd love to have in a new home subdivision 2 identical homes and put 2 in one driveway, 2 $70,000 new cars, and then the other put 2 10-year-old beat-up cars, and see the difference in price you get. You think you get a different price? I think you would. No different. If you believe that, do you think that people that are dressed up maybe appeal to the public more? Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah? Yeah. I don't like wearing shirt and tie like I do every day. I promise you on the weekend, I am a tattered t-shirt, barefoot guy. Okay? I mean, Cynthia Pierce, you see how she dressed up?
Always nice.
Yeah, on the week, you should see her t-shirt. No, I'm kidding. She actually dresses that way on the weekend. But I'm just saying, it's important. It's important. You never know in your day who you're going to run into. And it does make an impression, a good impression, when you're better dressed. So that's why we're doing that. I think it's important. So, here's what we're going to, who's in the contest? Raise your hand.
Yarn.
There we go. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to have all of you go out the door in the contest, okay? We're going to come back around this way. Okay, wait, Jake, wait.
Okay.
So we're going to play some music. All of y'all can cheer and clap. Hang on. So hopefully you can do whatever you want when you come in. You can come in and get out of here and do this stuff. Okay? There we go. I am not in the contest. All right. Here we go. All right, contestant number 1, Bill Haas. Contestant number 2, Sean. close. Two rows. Get in front. There we go. Come on in, Johnny, get in front. Santino, get in front. There we go.
Yeah, you guys need to come together just a
There we go.
That's good, that's good. Well, John, Alice, ready? Go.
Stay up here. Cast your votes by claps.
The meat market starts.
All right, we're going to start the bidding. A date for Bill Haas. 200. Bill Haas. John Damiano. Tommy Bahama. Jake Duffy. Charlie Lockwood. Anthony Lattimore. Tony Hartfield. John Ellis. George Toe. These three. Here we go. One more time. I tell you what, we're not going to even vote. 100 to each of you. So dress up. It's going to help your business.
Did you say bikini contest?
Eileen Rosenkrantz, recently in the big publications. Yeah, so that's what we're talking.
Not worthy. Give it to Eileen, let's call it done.
Okay, here we go. Listings and caravans. What do you got? It's hard after that. What do you have? Hank.
I've got a couple. I've got my home in Breckenridge, the ranch, 4-bedroom, three bath. It's back on the market. It was under contract. Where it's still asking $649. Master on the main, full basement, furnished. Also have a new listing at Kingsborough, on Kingsborough Road. It's a.
All right. All right, go ahead.
New listing on Kingsborough. It's a 3.2, 32.5. Asking $725. This is right near Phipps. Right where Buckhead and Brookhaven meet.
Good job.
Good area.
Another one in my. Some of you may remember I had one with a ski jump driveway in Ector Court. That one's sold. Thank you. Now I've got another one that's listed for $1.185 million. So if anybody has a big time buyer looking not to be in the middle of other homes that are multi-million-dollar homes, this one's really stands out. Builder's house, all the touches, and really nice.
Where's it at?
Ector Court. Right
So
there.
it sounds like Hank needs a database that he can touch in 20 minutes, doesn't it? He's busy. Who else? Cindy.
I have a 3-2 split level in Foxfire Forest and Smyrna coming on the market, probably $235, $240.
Wow.
You can get it for
Nice.
Good price.
Who else? Amisha.
I have a buyer need and a lease need. I'm looking for a 4 or 5 bedroom in Smyrna, $4,000 a month lease. If you're open to 6 or 9 months of a client building, and then looking for a buyer need anywhere at 135. If it's available.
Anywhere.
135. So take a 2-1 anywhere. 135. If you have it, just send it over before you put it on the market. We'll probably send you an offer. I know Facebook that's selling for 135 in Douglasville. Okay, let's connect. Thank you.
Can I just make a quick public service announcement? Y'all, smart houses are real. Don't stand in a listing and cut down the house and you're really trying to get an offer in a multiple offer situation. And don't stand in the kitchen and talk about the offer. And don't stand in front of the Ring doorbell when you're telling the agent they have to have this house. Please don't counter the other buyer and talk about, well, you know, you could talk to the neighbors to see if they like the street and then tell the agent how much they want the house. Don't do these things. Because I have the smartest smart house I've ever been part of. Like, I never heard of Alexa, but I did from this guy 5 years before anybody else said the name. And we literally, he zoned in to see if we should wait 5 minutes more for this offer, and they're doing this in his house. And they know it's a smart house. So just don't. I always say to my clients, let's take this outside the car. I mean, like, don't do it. I was stunned. He's sending me texts of the Ring. He goes, this is not a buyer that's serious.
So listen, RJ, just yesterday I was showing a house and the client who I had said, let's go out in the backyard, I want to show you something. He goes, my coworker just listed his house in McDonough, and yesterday we sat in the office. He goes, Jeff, come over to my desk, I want to show you something. On his smartphone, they watched the whole showing and listened to the audio, everything the buyer and the agent said while they were in there, walking through the house. Most of the rooms were cameraed and mic'd up.
Right. So it's a new world we live in, right? I mean, not just in real estate, just you got to assume everywhere on the planet you're being filmed. Right? And recorded. So this is important. This is a whole new area of negotiations, right? Obviously, we've heard our negotiation stance when they know exactly what we're thinking, right? So this is a talk before we go out with our buyers about this reality. That we really don't talk about the house that much while we're in there.
Or in front of the Ring doorbell.
Correct, even that. Actually, I could see strategies to the positive of actually talking. But it would be like if we, like this means we really want this house or something. And then we kind of just start talking like we're not that interested. Like,
where are you going for
well, we like all three of these. I mean, it could be things that we're actually putting, just like war times, just bad information in the seller's head. It helps our advantage. I would think that starts happening pretty soon. But you do have to realize that everything you're doing is being recorded and watched. So I would think it has to be a conversation before we go out. We don't, I mean, we want to talk, like if there's an issue, like we don't like this color carpet, that's fine and all that. But I think that if there is some interest, we really are doing our best to not seem overly.
Right. Strategy.
Right.
Talk strategy.
Or, or maybe it's just like the other thing. Y'all write these letters if there's 8 offers and what's convincing is that you really like the house. Maybe there are people now that you go back and the whole family comes and lays down and starts screaming, we love this house. I don't know. I mean, it could be, all sorts of strategies knowing this. But thank you for saying that.
I mean, it was the and she's texting me, they want to make an offer, and I'm like, and they're saying, well, I don't know. Do you think the agent's making up the other offer? I mean, like, they're having this whole conversation. And she's like, do you want to make an offer or not? And then she's texting me, they're ready to make the offer. And I'm like, this is like crazy. Because it's not true. So, watch it.
Good point. Lessons Caravans, what do you got? Anything else?
I have a 3-2 coming up in Douglasville around the 135-ish mark.
Hello.
We got a match. Let's talk after.
Yeah. I do. I've got a beautiful brick home in Brookfield Country Club coming on this week. It's Master on Main and Master Up, and it's a gorgeous home. It's going to come in about $690.
Nice, like Brookfield.
Alpharetta, a mile from downtown, $487 be the price. It's a Master on Main cul-de-sac lot, entertainer's delight, super oversized deck, the backyard's just to die for, just resodded. It's got planter boxes, large patio area. It's a non-HOA subdivision, so you can bring your boat, bring your RV, and he's got a separate driveway, totally private. It'll be on the market this week.
Excellent, sounds great.
My listing in Barrett Green is back on the market. We had some financing in Kennesaw. It's 1080 hectare. It's a ranch, 3 down, 1 bedroom up. Hardwood floors all on the first floor.
Good. Who else?
I'm really strongly thinking about putting my own personal home on the market. My husband's got the bug now and is ready to look. So we're in North Buckhead in the Sarah Smith district, 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2-car enclosed garage, and it's an entry-level price point, probably one of the lower price points in that area. So if you know anybody who's looking for that,
Roughly what number?
a little less than 700.
Okay. Who else? Okay. What time is Chad?
11:30.
11:30, right. Only 20 minutes. Hang out, talk to people. Still got some Chick-fil-A. Chad never disappointed. So y'all have a good one. Again, summertime here, you got to keep the energy up. Got to find ways to do it. The business is out there. Thank you, everyone that participated.